Oh, good. There I go. You all catch me always in the middle of my little bounce because I have to confess, I do love our theme song. But anyway, welcome to this special edition of Live Presents on Win TV. Today, I have the incredible honor of sitting down with a true icon of American music and culture, none other than Melba Moore. For nearly 60 years, Ms. Moore has graced our stages and our hearts, becoming an enduring cultural icon. Whenever or whether you first, whenever you first fell in love with her, I mean, of course, you remember her as Dion in Hair, marveled at her Tony Award winning performance in Pearly. I do. I saw it over and over again, and danced to Free in your living room. And there's no denying the impact she's had on our lives. And we cannot forget her activism. As a matter of fact, if you read the Washington Informer, I just happened to bring her up last week because we talked about her activism working alongside Dionne Warwick, Gladys Knight, and Dr. C. Dolores Tucker in their fight against the negative impact of what was once called gangster rap. So join me as we welcome Melba Moore as we celebrate her incredible journey that continues today. And she will be right here in the nation's capital, where she'll be performing at Blues Alley. And her latest single, which you're going to take a little quick listen to, proves she's reclaiming her rightful place as a powerful presence in contemporary music. Let's take a quick listen. You ain't got to impress nobody else. There's no greater competition than yourself. Live your best life with no regrets. You know you're bad, taking the chance. Can I call you Melba?
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
All right.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us. And we are glad you're going to be gracing the stage at Blues Alley next week. I mean, first of all, thank you for being here. And, one of the questions that I did want to ask, because I was reading something and people call you a diva, right? Do you wear that title comfortably?
Well, what does it mean?
I don't know.
Then I'll tell you.
Okay. I mean, I think fabulous, right? Fabulous in what you do. You know, you haven't missed a beat.
Well, yes. I'll accept that.
Okay. All right. Good. Well, I want to just, it's been a while since we've talked. I remember when you were here. I was trying to find a picture of us back in probably 1980 something. I'm gonna find it and send it to you. But at any rate,
have it.
What does it mean to be coming to Washington D.C. to perform at Blues Alley with a nice lineup of other musical divas?
Well, in a way, it's sort of like coming home because I've been coming to Blues Alley now for quite some time, and of course, it's a jazz mecca. People like Nancy Wilson played there, Phyllis Hyman, all of the great jazz musicians and singers, pretty much all of them. So it's a landmark. And I don't know if I'm a jazz singer, but especially smooth jazz, I think kind of encompasses so much of just American music. It's American, and it's Washington D.C. There's something beside the White House.
Oh, yes. Oh, goodness. We're here.
Blues Alley, yes.
Right. So, I mean, you've been, I think about, 60 years since you first entered the music industry. And I wanted you to take us back. I mean, when did you discover or feel comfortable with your own musical talent?
I'm still not comfortable with it.
Okay.
I feel like it's a pair of shoes or some clothing that you have to get it resized sometimes. You have to change them. You can't just put it on. It's not like your skin. You wear it. You got to take it off and put it on. And I think because we're living creatures, there's at least two different perspectives, yours and the outside world. You're not always quite sure what's what or who's who or what's going on. So you have to keep assessing and readjusting. And then you wake up after a while. You don't wake up. You kind of look around, and all these years have passed. So I think you think you're moving forward. You think you're looking ahead, and after a certain amount of time, you take some deliberate time to look backward, and you say, "Oh my goodness, is that what this was?" And you say, "Well, oh, thank you." For the most part, I'm really glad that I chose this because you just don't know what it's going to be. I mean, I started out as a school teacher, and I could have stayed that, but there was, I guess, we're all kind of looking for some kind of safety or security or guarantee, and there isn't any. And so I'm really grateful that I chose to be an artist because I feel that's really where I belong. But it's only after assessing all of these years being in it and then starting off really as an educator and then deciding I'm going to try something else and then taking that step by step by step. I started off my professional life as a public school music teacher in Newark, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And then my parents were entertainers, and so they rehearsed in the house, and I saw the joy and the fulfillment they seemed to get as being performers. And then I realized it's in my DNA that I really wanted to try it. I didn't think that was necessarily guaranteed to be success, but I thought it would be something if I didn't succeed at it, I had to come back and teach school. Um, so I started in the industry as a recording studio backup singer because in going around and trying to get into the industry, I ran into Valerie Simpson, and she was taking a meeting somewhere trying to place her songs and getting her career started. We exchanged numbers, and so that's how I got into the industry. But then one of the recording sessions was for the gentleman who wrote all the music for the Broadway musical Hair. They were still casting and still looking for people, and in particular, some black people to do these kind of parodies of comments they were making on culture and society. And they said that they were so in need of strong singers that if any of us who were on that recording session would come and sing for the director or the producer, we would be guaranteed a part in the play because I didn't have any background in theater. So I didn't even know how to audition. But that's how I got in my first Broadway play. I said, I'm going to try this, and they'll train me on the job. My first Broadway show was Hair. And by the time I left the show, which was after a year and a half, they had so many different people replacing the female lead, which had always been white. They allowed me to audition for it. They trained me for the part. I got the part. And I got the female lead, first of all. But I also wound up, by chance, replacing Diane Keaton, who had left the show to do Woody Allen's Played Against Sam, and then she went on to be this big movie star. So I mean, I got the front page of the New York Times entertainment section saying, Miss Melba Moore has replaced Diane Keaton. She has changed the color of hair. It was a big deal. And I became the first black actress to replace a white actress in a lead role on Broadway. So a lot of huge things happened to me just as a result of seeing if anything might happen.
Right. I mean,
I'll stop there.
I know you. I know you. You know, from teacher to Broadway actress and actor and singer. Did you think? Did you have an idea or plan where you wanted your career to go, or was it just it just led you? It just led you from.
My hope was to be a recording artist like my parents.
Okay.
So I definitely wanted to do like every red-blooded Black American wanted to have a hit record. Yeah. I mean, that was an obvious goal. We had R&B music, we had blues, we had jazz. So there was a recording industry to look forward to. Mm-hmm. But I had never even seen a play, Broadway or off Broadway. So it wasn't a conscious desire. But once that happened, and it threw me out there, I still didn't really think about theater, but things kept happening for me.
Right, right.
I didn't have an agent or anything, but somebody in Hair told me about auditions for Pearlie. And I said, but I don't even know how to audition. They said, well, why don't you learn how to audition by going up for this? Just don't worry about trying to get the play. But I got the part.
You did, yeah, and did it well. I mean, Pearlie was, I mean, I can still see you sitting on that porch, you know, in Pearlie and you know, walking around the stage. I think I saw it at National Theater here in Washington, D.C. And, you know, I mean, it was all you. It was all you. But, you know, did you get the theater bug? Did you have it then? Because, of course, you know, were in other productions after that. I think The Wiz, too, right?
No, that's Stephanie Mills. We
Yes, I'm
we
sorry.
look alike.
I
We
know
had
the,
on the gingham
voices,
dress.
the voices. Yeah, someone
Pictures.
told me not to say that, but anyway. Yeah, but I mean, just how did you get that theater bug?
Well, I love doing the ones I was in and everything, but I don't think I still was focused really on music. I was
Yeah.
trying to find a good record company and a good manager. I didn't have a manager or an agent. Things were just happening by
Hmm.
chance. And and Pearlie, I got a manager and agent. That didn't work out too well. Afterwards, I did find a husband who became my manager and really started to get me established in the recording industry, which was what had always been my focus. But at the same time we were doing that, we were starting a family. I got a call from Joffrey Holder because he was casting Timbuktu and he wanted me to come in and star opposite Miss Earth the Kid. So, of course, I said, absolutely, bug or not, you know. And then then after that things happened, so I really started to try to see if I could get into do some theater, and I did do some touring theater. I did a play called Brooklyn where I started opposite one of the winners from American Idol. I did a touring company of Ain't Misbehavin', which is the music and story of Fats Waller. I did a touring company of Chicago,
Hmm.
and I played the role of um, matron Mama Morton. And I also, I'll save you the story unless you want to hear it, got to be the part in the role of Fantine in Les Miserables. So I became the first black actress to play that role because it's about the French Revolution. It's not about
Right,
black people at all. So everything that's happened for me in theater has really been kind of unique and bizarre.
right, right. Now, with the music career, did you how did you determine the genre of music that you wanted to sing? I mean, you've been across the board. People consider your music healing, but it's also great dance music. You tell stories. What impact that you had you hoped that your music would have on your audiences?
You
And
want
what
to have hit records.
I got
So then you kind of try to discover what is that composed of, and of all the different fantastic artists that aren't out there, is there any place that you fit? And so you try to find things that suit your personality, things that you can sing about, things that are believable from you. Um, and I think one of the things that my then husband really did for me was got me started on the right track by getting me with the right record company. They have a whole team of people to help you try to choose what kind of a song is going to be a hit for you and for them.
mm,
And they decided that they wanted to try dance music, so they went and got Van McCoy for me. Well, at the time, he was the hottest singer songwriter, performer, record producer, and he had the disco hustle, which
right.
that global smash almost single handedly ushered in the disco dance era. So we wanted a disco hit.
And it worked.
How you choose what's going on and what can you fit and who do you have to help you get to these places that might help make that happen.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds as though you had a lot of great guidance. You know, your husband, Van McCoy, your
Record
other
company,
folks at the record company. I mean, folks really helped you along.
yeah.
Um, was there ever a time though that you felt like, you know, this is not what I want to do? This is
Oh no, no.
okay. All right.
There have been times when I was stopped from different challenges that I couldn't meet. Like for
Mhm.
one thing, I really didn't know the business aspect of it. So people come along, they rob you blind, they lead you wrong. They don't know how to make good decisions, so you lose. I've lost a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of you know bad things that happen to you.
Yeah, yeah. That
Really
that
bad things happen to you. But I mean, that's life, so it would never make me say no. First of all, I understand now after all these years. The reason why I didn't say no, I couldn't say no, is because it's a calling. That's not a job. You don't really choose that. I think it chooses you.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, to try to explain it. Why are
Right.
you keep coming back to this when there's these horrible things happening to you? Because wherever you go in life, that's probably going to happen.
Well, that's true, and that's what we do in this business. We talk about the good and the bad things that happen to people. But and I guess one of the other questions I would want to know is, as when you talked about disco music and then the kind of music that you performed, but how the industry changed. we've seen movies about folks who want to sing certain kinds of songs, but yet they go into the recording companies and they want them to, you all fought against gangster rap, right? But that's what the producers wanted at that time. So
No,
how,
but they don't want that from me though.
I know, but still, I would think, but still, you were producing music at a time, when this kind of music was on
Right.
the rise, and so
I don't want you to accept it. Yeah.
right, right. So how did you? I mean, how did you decide to stay the course?
Oh, there's many courses. I don't know how to answer that now. With that kind of genre, that kind of music, I really was really led by C. Dolores Tucker and Dr. Dorothy Height, because I'd seen Dr. Height receiving a NAAC Image Award on TV, and I thought she would make a good mentor. She sounds to look like a good mother image for me. I'd like to learn about community service, and I had some time off and just followed that National Council of Negro Women around the country, see what they were doing, and get involved with the community a little bit more. And so those were the issues that they were dealing with. So they would have meetings and they would inform us about them. They would have um, uh, um, these what she called black family reunions.
Reunions, yep, on the mall.
Dick Gregory, people talking, and really motivational speakers and all kinds of fantastic artists. I saw the Clark sisters on the road with Dr. Height. I mean, you get this incredible explosion of cultural information that maybe normally you wouldn't get. And so, I mean, I kind of can take the credit for wanting to be a good citizen, but I started to have good mentors, and these are the battles they were fighting. So I said, well, I want to go.
Right.
And she's like, Dr. Height said, well, I want you to, you're traveling around with the organization, but I want you to take a more of a leadership or a participatory part. I want you to sing something, some of the prayer breakfast or something. She said, why don't you sing our Negro national anthem? Well, I didn't realize that we had one. I heard lifted voice and singing everything, but being growing up as Catholic in New York City, I didn't have anything in touch with our Black history.
Wow.
So
wow.
I wasn't sensitive to it. So I went and learned it. I said, you know what? I bet there are a lot of people like me who don't pay the kind of attention we should to our own. And it's because we came here as slaves. And I mean, it's exciting to me and important that God gives people a song to identify them. That's how he thinks of it. I mean, that's how I think of it, now. It's so powerful because music is charismatic and it's catchy and everything, but it's a power from heaven that's in you and on you. That's why it's so strong. And I said, oh my goodness. So I was with Capitol Records, and I went to my record company to see if we could do the song, but not as my version, because I thought there would be a lot of people like me if it was successful. They would think it was my hit record. So, so we got to get some other people to do this. But that's how that came about.
Wow, wow, that's amazing because and sadly, there's still young people that are in the same place where you were. They don't know the song, they don't know the history, and now we need to be playing yours for them to kind of catch up on or learn about this history and this culture.
And then of course go do their own.
Exactly. Do their own spin on it. I want to ask you more about what you're doing today. I mean, we talked a lot in the past, but you are still at it. You're still going. You're still making music. What inspires you today, and especially with this new single of yours, No Filter? I mean, where does that come from?
It comes from George Pettis and his wife Angela Pettis, who wrote the lyrics, who came to me with the song. That's what happens. Like, people are out here, they're writing music, they're doing different things. It also came the new, I guess, visibility, not new visibility, but continued visibility by D Nice and Club Quarantine, what happened during COVID. And he came out there and said he's a DJ and he's a musician. So he took all the barriers down. He said, I'm not playing this kind of music, that kind of music. I'm playing the kind of music I like. He played music that people love, and it just blossomed. And he included everybody. He included me, so he keeps people like me alive, and is the bridge instead of cutting people off and putting them into categories. And so then new songwriters and producers and promoters who are putting on concerts and stuff, especially like D Nice and other people like him, they put you to work. They put you out there. They appreciate your talent, and they don't feel like you should be shoved to the side. Matter of fact, they help you stay alive. And so You get new songs, you get new projects, you stay up out there, you stay in the gym so you can get up and go do this.
I was going to ask you about that. I mean, I want to learn about. I want to hear about your physical fitness program. But anyway, go ahead.
Well, I mean, so I have new projects.
Okay.
And now I realize that since I've been here so long, I can't just go get somebody to write and produce these things. But like, for instance, I actually do a touring one woman to play with music. You could call it a cabaret act and nightclub. It doesn't matter, but you have to say something, and you have to it has to make sense, and it has to be uh, chronology, and it has to be facts. And so it's time for me to write those things now. So that's what I'm doing. So I feel like it's a step up for me rather than just being a performer waiting for someone to write a script for me. I just got the Women's Songwriter of Award
Congratulations! Wow.
for songs that I've written that I really didn't think about because I wasn't able to focus on developing as a songwriter. So I kind of forgot about them, but I wrote a lot of songs. And so I think now that I'm at this next level, I'm grown now. After 60 years, I guess I'm grown, right?
Well, it depends on how you feel.
Yeah, grown.
Per day a week. Amazing. Yeah. So I mean, so you're going to be here next week at Blues Alley,
Yeah.
and folks are going to come and hear some grown woman's music, right?
Yeah.
What can they expect when they come to see you next week?
Ask me the question again, please. I'm sorry.
What can the audience
Oh,
expect
what can they expect?
to see?
All of the good stuff that you've made popular and they become classics now. That means you don't have to change. You can do it again. Songs like "Love's Coming at You," "Falling," "You Stepped in My Life." There's a tribute that I do to Miss Lena Horne now that has become like a very highly requested song. "Stormy Weather," her signature song. Some new things like "So in Love," "Take a Picture Down," "No Filter." Some of my new songs as well.
What do you like when you're performing? And Blues Alley is a really intimate venue. It's not a big place. It's very intimate, where everybody has the great seat, and it's like being in a living room. But what kind of reaction or what kind of responses from the audience really, you know, inspires you? What do you like to see them do that makes you know that you're hitting the right chords?
Well, I feel like they'll treat it like it's a living room. If I'm in the right space or something, and it's very close. So what I have to do is make sure I really have the chronology of my show and everything really down, because they're gonna be talking at me, and they can be part of. They're gonna be part of the show, just like I was in their living room. Not even if they was in my living room, they would be quiet. If I tell them no, they're gonna be part of the whole thing. They'll interact with me.
Wonderful.
It always gets to be very hilarious and fun because I guess I'm funny, but that I like joy.
Do they get a chance to shout out and tell you the songs that they want to hear?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and what is the most requested that you've heard people ask you to do?
I can't leave unless I do Lean on Me.
Yeah, yes, yes.
I mean that's the main one, but I think I've included most of the ones that they usually request.
Yeah. Is that your favorite?
Yeah, yeah.
And why?
It has meaning in so many different ways. When a song is so meaningful in so many different ways, it's almost like it's in a way brand new every time, and you don't get tired of it because it either reminds you of something like my mother's not here anymore, that's very dear to you. Miss Aretha is the one that first sang it when I first heard it. People that you love that are in heaven, hopefully, now that you can't. So you have a longing for them that keeps it fresh and makes you see, because you're older and you continue to mature and grow, um, things you never see in it every time you perform it. And then you have a whole brand new set of people watching and experiencing with you. So you're observing them and seeing what they're experiencing.
Right, right.
And so I was like, oh my goodness, wonder what they're thinking, as you're going through the whole thing again. So it becomes like a fresh experience that you have, along with it being familiar. You know the roadway, but you don't know. Maybe they planted some different flowers on the roadway this time. I don't know. You're gonna see something that's wonderful that you didn't see before.
Right, right. You're coming to a city where, you know this. We have a lot of talent in DC and a lot of folks aspiring to, just like you were, to be great um, singers or performers, to have those award-winning records. But they're in DC and they're, singing at church or what have you. But what would you say to them to, I guess, inspire them to continue to work hard? I mean, what are some of the tips that you would tell younger artists?
Well,
Um,
if you're just starting out, get as much education out as you can. Get a good basic education as much as you can. Uh, take some lessons at what you want to do, whatever the instrument is. Whatever you do, take some piano lessons. That's like a good basic instrument for learning all the rudiments. And even if you're just sight singing, it's a good instrument to kind of place a physical being for the notes and all of the different symbols and signs that you need to learn. Because you really ought to learn how to read the music if you don't.
mhm.
But don't stop learning by ear. Sometimes people who are formally trained or who are teachers who train people formally discourage people from learning by ear because they think they're being lazy. You're just tuning in another area of your. You need it all. That's all I would say. I would
Right.
say go to your churches and your after school events so you can always be in it and around it and always be doing it. Live it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. And as you go along, you see, learn about the financial aspects of it. How much does it cost for you to live? Do you have to get a second job? Or I mean, a job. As when I say a second job, maybe even school. Maybe that would be what I call your second job. Your first job is get your education.
Right, right.
All these kinds of things that you need information, you need knowledge, you need wisdom, and you need your art, but you need to know the basic finances and numbers of how everything basically works.
That sounds like a lot, and it sounds like it was trial and error that got you to really understanding why that was important. And you talked a lot about your mentors. I'm kind of changing subjects again, but who inspired you, as a singer? Were there some folks out there that you really looked up to yourself?
Oh,
And
there are many, 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 many. Somebody's always helping. You can't do anything by yourself. So, of course, the first people were my parents. I had great, 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 great parents, and I appreciate them because in the beginning, my mother was a single parent. The family was broken. I got a lot of all kinds of abuse and just terrible things happened. And she married this incredible person. So I understood what it was like not to have a father, not to have a sister, not to have a brother, and then now you got one. So I was always the glue in the family because I make them understand how special they are to me and how that we're a family now. This is what a family is.
right, right. That's important. I mean, some of the things you say are really, really so special, and I think are great messages for folks to hear that are watching. I mean, you're celebrating 60 years in music.
It's
Uh,
yeah.
60 years. And so, are there any, I guess, magic moments or times during that 60 years that really, when you write your book, or
Oh
or you think
gosh.
about your legacy, what would you want folks to kind of take away from your years? And it's not that it's over, because it clearly isn't
No,
over.
no, no. And what I'm thinking too, every time I get asked this question, and some
Yeah.
passes by, I have a slightly different perspective
Okay.
because now I want to include some of the things that I never think about including that are so important, pivotal points. Like for instance, I lost everything. I was homeless. But a gentleman by the name of Michael Matthews called me to come out on the road with him in a gospel play. Well, Michael Matthews is actually the predecessor to Tyler Perry. He started the gospel theater genre that of course, Tyler Perry took to television and has turned into what he did. And so I'm thinking about, I haven't really talked about that period of my life when I discovered that I was born again. That's I think that I should probably find a way to talk more about that because now you're actually really a new creature.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it sounds like you keep inventing yourself. But if I don't say this to people, I'm not really telling them what they need to know about themselves. So I'm going to find a way to talk more about that and being on the road with people. You know who Mary is, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, there was just kids in this play. They weren't them yet. And so, I mean, I'm trying to think of some of the people who have been out on the road with. Oh, like, say, for instance, we were watching TV and they had an old clip of Vicky Winans.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I remember meeting her because I was out there one time trying to figure out what I was going to do. Somebody introduced me into Dr. Bobby Jones.
Okay.
I'm not a gospel singer. I didn't have no gospel songs. So I turned on me into a gospel song because it's about my experience with the Lord. Really, I didn't have the religious lyrics. So,
Right.
so I've been touring with all these gospel greats. And I need to write about that because, I mean, I've been on the road with Pastor Caesar, Shirley Caesar.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah. To the
ridiculous.
great. Right. Right.
You know, I'd be telling you about the Tonya one and everything, which is incredible. And it did change my life, but not like this.
Yeah. That's interesting. And
But
so the
some other things
uh-huh.
that I need to kind of focus on. Just what would I focus on? Because I can't really tell you there's one, because there've been some very, very, very serious pivotal moments. Like, for instance, when my mother met and married my stepfather, now you become whatever it is you was into a family. This is like going to the moon. This is
Right.
another world. Some other um, pivotal points in my life. When I met and married my husband, and now you're a parent and
Yeah.
becoming part of, being like a loner and only child and getting my family. And now I got his family. But I guess what I'm trying to express is that the reason why it's unique and different, outside of the fact that it is unique and different, is because I'm born again. So that means I'm an entity. I can't follow people and what they do just because we're family.
Okay. All right. That born again moment though, what was that? I mean, how did you make that determination that you were born again? I mean, is that something you can articulate, or it's just you just
Over time, I can. I don't think it happened all at once.
yeah.
Uh, and I think it happened because of a series of really terrible things that happened. That's usually when you turn to God,
Hmm.
um, because that's just how we are.
Right.
I
Right.
don't know if I can explain it, but eventually you wind up maybe in a serious, more than just once. So you're going to God, you're going to God. So you get familiar with the fact you've been going, you with God,
And
and
he's there with you.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
he's with
yeah,
you.
yeah. In other words, I guess I could articulate to say, there's a presence, there's something going on here. You kind of grow into that awareness. I think if I could try to describe it, and you get to a certain point, and you say, "Well, I don't want to do that no more. I don't like that." That comes up, continues to add up, and you say, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I try to ask people, what is it? And you discover that Miss Moore, they call it born again.
And I'm gonna let you go because I know you've got other things to do, and I really appreciate you spending this time with us. We have but I do want to ask. We have sometimes in our platform, and we know in our newspaper, we have a seasoned audience, right? Particularly a lot of women who are older. My mother's 92, and just as fabulous as she was when she was 42.
Gotcha.
But just
You know they don't crack, right?
yeah. Yeah,
Just
but
let you know.
and becoming a seasoned artist. I mean, is it how do you feel about where you are in your life right now? You talk about being born again, and
Yeah.
you're making fabulous music, and you're writing music. Some things are changing, but you're in a different season. How do you deal with that?
It's a very, very, very serious season.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think about, uh, 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 the end of your life and what that really means.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to focus on that. You can't just go somewhere and say, okay, well, I'll wait till later. It's that season.
Yeah, if you're going to get it done, you got to get it done
You
now.
got to get it done now. And so It's no coincidence that at this stage you become very good at become clear and decisive. You don't have time anymore.
Right. Right.
Time means something totally different now.
Yeah.
And whatever it means, you need to know what it means to you. You
Mhm.
need to know. Because
Great.
if you run out of time,
Yeah. It's over.
it's over.
Yeah.
And you can't come back.
Well, speaking of coming back, you're coming back to Washington D.C.
Yes, I can come
What
back.
What
Yeah.
do you like
I,
about D.C.? What do you like about the city?
oh, well, I think the culture.
Mm-hmm.
There's a feeling about DC that is global. Maybe because even though you don't necessarily see them, there's all these embassies. So there's people there from for official reasons that you may not meet that are there. It's a global city. It's definitely very very black, and I guess in a way it feels like a southern city.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, Culturally, I feel the blackness of it.
Mm, mm.
I
Okay.
guess I feel a certain soul and heart there.
Yeah.
And I feel like black people are capture that. And I don't. I say that very warmly, but I say that as a fellow black person. I don't think I would be necessarily comfortable saying that with someone of another culture because you want to communicate. You want folks to understand what you're trying to express.
Right.
And it's not exclusive; it's inclusive, but it is specific. I guess I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
I know Washington. Well, first of all, Washington is just—it's ridiculous. It's fabulous.
Yeah. We do have a beautiful city.
Fabulous. I mean, all the best entertainment venues, the hotels, the art, uh, the history. I mean, as it should be, but you feel it. I think.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that it's designed in a circle.
Most people don't like that about the city. They get confused.
Well, it's confusing. I know, but you asked me how. It has a feeling to it, though. That
Yeah.
that is good. Well, I'll
Yeah.
be confused anyway, so that don't matter.
Well, I just know that you have a lot of fans in this city. Everybody that I've talked to that said, that who have told I'm going to be talking to and interviewing Melba Moore, the first thing they'd say is, really? They're excited. You have people that love you dearly and love your music. And hopefully, I know that Blues Alley is going to be packed.
Thank
And like you said, DC used to be Chocolate City. We're more like chocolate chip right now, but
you. Yeah,
your audience will be very diverse because people love you across,
that's
all
great.
across everywhere. It's a very diverse fan club that you have. So before we go, I just want to know, is there anything else, you might want to share with us or convey about, the healing power of your music or just about Melba Moore?
Oh, okay, the healing power. Okay. Well, that's really, 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 really important. And I feel like it's be- it's always been joyous and everything, but I think because I'm born again and now I'm a mature Christian, it'll be more healing because first of all, you know, you you have to sing a love song.
Mm,
That's just kind of how it is. And so my love song has to be about something that, like for instance, No Filter.
yeah.
It's the latest one, so I guess it's a great example. Live your best life. It's that kind of love now. And of course, it's not excluding romantic, but it has to just pierce the center and heart of you if you're going to be able to continue to be relevant, I think, and not just try to have a dance track. I mean, it's a dance song, but I'm not trying to have a dance song.
Yeah.
That has to encompass everything. And of course, I have to say, thank you to George and Angela Pettis because it's their vibe, it's their music, and they made it suit my message.
Right.
You need that family right now. What is my family now? Or what is our family now? Yeah.
Well, it sounds like those that come to Blues Alley again next week on July the 24th and 25th will leave not only having enjoyed a great performance, but feeling good.
Oh, absolutely.
Feeling good. So,
So
Ms. Moore, thank you so very much for being with us today and for taking this time. And I won't be able to be there. I'm going on vacation this week, but I know folks will be there, and I know you're gonna leave them feeling totally inspired. So, appreciate this.
thank you so much for helping me get the word out, and I hope you enjoy your vacation. Come back well rested and healed.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you
Have
for
a good
having me.
one. All righty.